Hello everyone, I'm Henry, a senior chess enthusiast, and in this video I'm going to analyze a game I just played. I think it was a very nice game. I won, but my opponent could have won too. So I'm gonna analyze it with the engine so I can see what I missed and all of that good stuff, okay? So the engine is saying, well, d4, but I played e4, and my opponent replied with e5, normal stuff. Well, this time I played the knight to f3, and the engine is saying it was what he would have played too. That's nice for him. So this was the answer. Now the engine is showing me the bishop to b5, or the d3 happened. What I played, well, this was d4, attacking the e5 pawn. So he takes, I take with the knight, he takes with the knight, I take with the queen, and then he plays d6. Okay, everything so far so good. The engine is saying this is book moves, but like I said in other videos, I don't play by the book. I don't even know openings. I start with e4, sometimes I play the knight f3, sometimes I play the bishop c4 or b5, or, well, it's how I feel. So I'm just I'm 1200 now on rapidchess.com. On this game I was 1198, but I won, so I won another game after this, so I'm already over to 1200, but well, that's not important. So I finally played the bishop c4. He played the knight f6, everything pretty normal, so I put some pressure on his knight, pinning him against the queen. So he attacked my queen. The engine is saying this is not so good of a move. So I retire. I go back with the queen. He attacks my bishop, and I have there the check on b5. I didn't even thought about that move. I just retired with my bishop. And then I don't know exactly what he wanted with this, maybe gaining some space, I don't know. So I send this bishop back to his space, and now this is my first blunder, okay? So he puts the bishop on e6, and I didn't even saw that my bishop was hanging, was not defended by any piece. So the engine is saying to make the check. I didn't make the check. What I did, well, I castle. Of course, this is a good move, but it's the worst move because my bishop is hanging, and my opponent, of course, he did it, and he took my bishop. But in a lot of games, I've been observing that when I lose a piece, sometimes I just focus more, I don't know why, and I go after the win. So let's see what happened. So here my idea when I played this rook to d1 was to play e5, and then he could not take with the d6 pawn, because then I would take his queen with my rook. So he played bishop e7, maybe thinking of castling and something like that. Well, let's see. So I played this, so I was attacking his d6 pawn. If he takes, I'll take his queen. If he doesn't take, I'll take the knight, and then we'll be more or less equal. But he found a good move. He played the knight to d5, so the knight is defended by the bishop on c4. And the engine is saying, I thought about this, I thought about taking the knight, but since I'm already a piece down, I didn't want it to go that way, so I started with another plan. And my plan here was, okay, maybe I'll take the knight with the rook. If he takes with the bishop, I'll take with the queen, and then I'll have some compensation. But he just took. This is a very good move according to the engine. So I take, and now I'm attacking his bishop. I'm still defending that pawn, and they have other ideas that I will talk about in the next moves. So he retires, of course. He didn't made like me, that I didn't even saw my bishop was hanging. So I took his pawn, and now I have two defenders on that pawn, so the rook on d1 and the queen on f4. So if he takes with the bishop, I'll take with the rook, and I'll take his queen, and he cannot take the rook, otherwise I'll take his queen too. And this for me was like the defining move, and we will see through the game that this pawn will be the center of the game. Everything will revolve around him until the end, when I will sacrifice that, but for a victory. So let's see what happened. So he attacks my queen. This is a nice move. I'll still defending, and on this move, what I wanted to do was at the same time to defend my pawn on d6, to attack the pawn on g7 and the pawn on g5. So I think, okay, I don't know what he's gonna do, but I will take a pawn. So he defended the pawn on g7, attacking my queen, and immediately here I saw, okay, so if I'll take, I'm sure he will take, but if he'll do that, I'll make a, you'll see, I'll make a check, and he will defend with the bishop or and I will take back. Okay, so this was my idea. So I took the pawn, and as I thought of chaos, he went for the pawn. So I checked him. He moved the bishop, and I took his bishop, and I am already attacking again the pawn on g7 and the pawn on b7. Okay, so he castled. This was a very nice move, and I didn't took that pawn. Let me just go back. I didn't took that pawn because I was thinking maybe this d6 pawn will be a bit vulnerable. So, well, instead I just went with the queen in the center. It's not a good move. I know that his rook is coming, but my idea when I played this was to play g3 after. And I think that's exactly what happened. So I'm still defending that pawn on d6 with my queen and my rook, and now I have to come up with a plan that I was thinking, well, if I go with my knight here, I'll block the rook. If I go with my knight there, I'll block the pawn. And my idea was to take this pawn up so he could defend his friend. So he attacked my pawn, of course, I was expecting this. And I moved my queen, so like this I can defend the c2 pawn and continue to defend the d6 pawn. So he played the rook, maybe, I don't know, thinking about some discovery things in the future. Well, we'll see. So I advanced my pawn, and here I was a little afraid that, yes, the engine is saying that, I saw that too, that he would go, and well, I had the knight, I was thinking about that. So well, he attacked my queen. I cannot take because it's defending by his queen. So I remained around my pawns and trying to defend. Now this pawn has just one attacker, so I have one defender, so everything is more or less controlled. So he played a move that I was expecting, but I was expecting that I would like him to make it, but I never thought he would make it, because now I can finally get to c5 and help defend the pawn on c6. And this is the configuration that enabled me to move some pieces in the rest of the game, as we will see. So I don't know, I think he was trying to, I don't know, maybe to put pressure on that a2 pawn. I don't really know. But anyway, I was considering the knight would block here, even if I have that defender there, so I played there, and I was attacking, of course, that pawn that he defended. And then I took my centralized my queen, defending both pawns. He came with his queen, and I moved finally my a1 rook to c1 to help defend that pawn too, so my queen has some liberty in the future. He played the rook b8, and I played knight to c2 with ideas of going b4, attacking the queen, attacking the pawn. So he took my pawn. This was I was not expecting, because for me the fork was already so visible that I think it just forgot about it. So I played, and this is the move that enables me to have a piece up, okay? And then when I'm a piece up, I always think that in the end, maybe if I need to sacrifice that piece because of some promoting pawn or something like that, that's my advantage. So let's not forget that at some point I was a piece down. So he retires the queen, of course, and now I am a piece up. Okay, let's continue. So now he, of course, tries to threaten my hanging knight. So I go to the same place, thinking about that a6 pawn. There he is. So he moves the rook. I was already thinking that I could go here to enfork the rooks. So I don't know if he saw that or he just went to defend the pawn. Anyway, it was a good move on his part. Now I attack his queen. His queen goes to g6, and I think now it was the time that I think, okay, I need to take the queens out of the board. My two pawns are very, very close to promoting, so I asked the question, do you want to exchange queens? And he said, yes. Okay, so I took with the knight. And here is what I realized, that maybe this was not such a good move, because now his two pawns can start to come down to my side, and that's exactly what he did. So I went with the rook on d1 because I want to take my knight to another square, and then I will want to move my c6 pawn, and I need somebody to defend the d6 pawn. So that's why I made the rook move. So now he played b4, and this is the time that I spoke earlier. This is where I make the sacrifice. I don't want two pawns on my side, so I sacrifice the knight. He sacrifice. I already have my pawns very near to promotion, so let's go. He starts to advance his pawn. I threaten his rook. He comes up. I queen. He takes. I take with check. He comes with a king, and this is where I think, okay, I'm gonna take that last rook out of the board. So that's what I did, and that's it. So now I'm thinking, okay, this was the central artist or star of the game, since that move that I told you. And I know that, well, I will probably have to take my rook to munch this, to take this b4 pawn that will come down, but well, now I have the king, so my king will get in the game. I don't know why he continued to move his pawns, trying to make the stone wall. There it is, yes. And well, I'm gonna challenge him, and well, when I made this move, he takes, and now, well, his pawns are going nowhere, and I have a rook, so I know that with this move he's gonna take my pawn, but I'm gonna gain the space with the king, so he cannot come on this side, and now that pawn is mine for the take. That's what I did, and now it's just some careful moves, because look, I have 57 seconds, he has 44 seconds, and I need to convert this in a win. So here I know that he cannot come to my side, he has to go down. I move my king, he moves his, I check again, he goes down, I go down too, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna try to mate him with the rook, so he starts to go here and there. Okay, I'm not gonna make the threefold repetition, I don't need to draw this game, I can win it, so I'll take his pawns, he goes to my rook, of course I take the rook to the other side. He starts to wonder what is going on, and now I'm gonna, well, I was going to queen and give a checkmate, but well, he lost on time. Anyway, the game was lost for him. So, but it was a very nice game. I think he played very good. I had that hanging bishop, but like I told you, sometimes that losing a piece gives me the focus to play a nice game. So I think it was a nice game, 63 moves, rapid 10-minute game. Thank you to my opponent. I think he played very good. And okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.